Welcome back. As you're still tuned into Big C on CNBC TV18 Prime, and as promised, we are now joined by Avinash Gupta. He is the Vice Chairman at GJC. Mr. Gupta, hi, thank you so much for joining in. And again, as we've been discussing through the days, it's been difficult, uncertain times therein. And if you look at the gold prices, haven't been able to really run up. Many believe that we already had the geopolitical premium baked in, and then, of course, there is dash for cash, or the markets seem to be investing in crude or US dollar index rather than in case of gold. How have you read that narrative?
Uh, Thank you, Manisha ji, for having me on the Big C channel. Uh, Manisha ji, as rightly said by you, uncertain times and the gold prices have sinked in the geopolitical tensions before it came in, and we are seeing little cooling off of the gold prices because everyone is investing in crude and all. So that is the very big reason profit booking has come in gold as the money has gone in other commodities, and that is keeping the gold prices cooler compared to the geopolitical tensions what are there as of now. So that's the basic thing which is going on, and rightly pointed out by you on that subject. So we are looking that in the same course of action, Manisha ji.
Mm. Mr. Gupta, I was talking to some jewelers in Dubai. We've been doing that for the last couple of days now, and we get a sense that, if anything, while of course the businesses, establishments may be open, but the business is near zero, because 80 to 85, 90% perhaps of Dubai jewelry sales happens with tourism, and that is clearly out of the markets right now. And even the trade with Dubai seems to be around zero. So when you look at the Indian markets here, have you seen an impact on buying come in for India as well?
Uh, as far as the domestic consumption is there, Manisha ji, March month generally is little slow because of a lot of reasons. Because everybody is busy in looking at their books because financial year ending is there.
Sure.
And as you know, there has been a pretty high spike in the gold prices in the last year. So everyone is adjusting their books to pay the advance taxes, and it was going on. So I think that impact was much higher compared to the geopolitical tensions in the Middle East. So that was there. And definitely the war which is going on in the Middle East is going to affect the exports little bit, because the UAE has been a very important partner for gem and jewelry when it comes to exports. So how long this war goes on, it will be a very important thing to be seen for the Indian exporter when it comes to the UAE. So all this stress is definitely keeping the gem and jewelry industry in a check, and that is a very important concern for the gem and jewelry industry to look at, Manisha ji.
Oh, absolutely. But when it comes to the Indian markets as well, we saw jewelry not being bought, but investment demand was higher. Is the investment demand also not so strong right now?
Yes, definitely. As I told you, everyone is busy in managing their books because of the higher tax profits which are going to be there because of the price rise. So till day before yesterday, the entire gem and jewelry industry, I think, was trying to figure it out how to pay the advance tax, which has come in a big way. So that was keeping the people away from the markets in a much important way. And definitely, when we look at the investment from the investor point of view, people were more keen on the other commodities like dollar index, and as well as the crude oil. So people were investing more on that, keeping away from gold. That was also there, Manisha ji.
Oh, yes. But going forward, Mr. Gupta, it really is going to be a lot of festival season for the Indian markets. There you have Gudi Padwa, you have Akshaya Tritiya come in. Do you see buying come back during this time? And even as the sales is not so much, we've seen expansions from stores just about continue at the same speed.
See, that is the optimism for the Indian domestic market. And Gudi Padwa and Akshaya Tritiya are the most important festivals. And now, after paying advance taxes, all are gearing up to stock their stocks for the festival season as well as the upcoming wedding season. So I think, and we are very optimistic that this Gudi Padwa as well as the Akshaya Tritiya will be a super bumper sales, which will eradicate replicate the loss what we have seen in last 15 days, Manisha ji.
What really do you see, Mr. Gupta, as an offering this time around, with the gold prices holding around that $5,000 an ounce mark? Volatile, but within that range itself. Is it going to be about gifting, tokenized buying, lightweight, light caratages buying that you see happen this season?
Yeah, definitely lightweight and the light carriages are the important thing which the entire industry is gearing up so that the pockets of the consumer, which is not growing that big as the gold prices are growing. So people are stocking with the lower carriages and lightweight jewelry. And in this festival season of Akshaya Tritiya, I think lights weight sales will be much higher than the bridal jewelry which generally used to be sold. So this is what I am looking at.
How would you also look at the silver sales right now? Because most people seem to be believing that gold continues to be a safe haven in the kind of a war scenario that we're dealing with right now. Not so much for silver, because one, it has been volatile. Two, it's not a storage. There's difficulty in storing it, and the industrial part of it also continues to pull it down.
uh, Manisha ji, as rightly told by you, this war season has given a big jittery thing for the industrial demand of silver. Definitely, it is going to be a little bit affected for sure. But I think the kind of metal silver is, it has been volatile and it has given a lot of surprises every time it has moved. So I feel that in case the war settles down very quickly, we will see good investment demand coming in silver also. Because the war which is happening, there will be a lot of repairs which will be happening throughout the world. And in that, technology is important. Artificial intelligence is there to stay. So I think silver usage in industry is muted as of now because of the war situation. But once the war settles down, I think we will see again investment demand as well as industrial demand coming back in silver again.
Mm. The US Fed meeting is today, starts today, and then you have monetary policy meetings, not just from US, but China and UK, Switzerland, Russia, Canada, all of that happening in this week itself. What's your sense from these meetings? And ahead of that, we've seen crypto run up quite strongly, not so much for gold.
Uh, Manisha ji, as you have pointed out, everybody is going through a very, very tense situation. And I think all the central banks will have to think over for a longer term policy. And when we look at the longer term policy, when this war situation is happening, crude prices are going up, the inflation will go up certainly. When inflation goes up, they have to manage their monetary rates so that the burden of recession doesn't come in because of this. So I think I am looking at a little softer policy at this particular moment from all the central banks, Manisha ji.
Fair point. So there's lots to watch out for in the international markets. In the meanwhile, we've seen the dollar index continue to grow. And let me remind you yet again, the US Fed meeting, two-day meeting starts today. We'll hear an announcement tomorrow. It's not about the interest rates, but more about on the kind of guidance, tone, language that the US Fed uses is what the markets would be looking at. In the meanwhile, there you have dollar index just about holding around that or below that 100 level mark. But with that, that's all the time that we have on this episode of Big C. Thank you for watching.